Hi, I'm Garvin DeShazer. One of my favorite sayings is, the game is always won or lost at the point of consciousness. Let's look today at how a change in one man's conscious awareness led directly to a remarkable change in his life. Enjoy, because this is your daily inspiration. It was a sunny day in Kansas City, Missouri, when men and women geared up at the starting line. Some old, some young, some thin, some heavy-set, some prior couch potatoes. They gathered for the same reason: to run a 5K race. Now, although race was included in the name, most were not there to compete. They were there simply to prove to themselves they could succeed. When 35-year-old Derek Mitchell first began running, he was at the end of his rope. His compounding health problems had left him with few options. 6 years ago, I began having headaches and blurry vision, he says. One day, I made a phone call and was just talking gibberish. I eventually passed out. Later, an MRI showed that I had a non-cancerous tumor on my pituitary gland called a prolactinoma. The tumor had grown so large that it was pressing on my optic nerve. Derek soon discovered that the tumor was also responsible for his inability to shed pounds. The prolactinoma blocks my body's ability to produce testosterone, he says, which affects energy and mood. The biggest thing it controls is metabolism, making it extremely difficult for me to lose weight, he says. So, for many years, Derek simply gave up trying. I spent a lot of time in front of my computer playing games, he says. I didn't exercise. I ate whatever I wanted. A lot of pizza and fast food, mainly. There were times I know I was dealing with depression. The more his weight climbed, the more he postponed change. Then one day I went to the doctor, he said, and the scale read 614 pounds. And that's when I knew I just couldn't wait anymore. Derek began to change his habits with the help of his sister. She's a former marathoner and roller derby girl, he says. We came up with the idea of doing a 5K a month as a way to keep me exercising. For Derek, change started small. I learned to listen to my body and do what I could, he says. Even if at first that meant walking just to the end of the driveway and back. I knew I would go a little further the next day, and then even further the day after that. The first day out, my mom thought I was having a heart attack, but you could just get back out there and keep moving. Soon Derek reached his goal of 1 mile, then 2. Then in March of 2015, Derek did something he'd never dreamed possible. He ran his first 5K. The equivalent of 3.1 miles. Running across the finish line and getting the medal, it makes the entire past hour melt away, he says. It's totally worth it. By the end of the year, Derek had surpassed his original goal, running over 20 5Ks in 10 months. To record his achievement, he got a tattoo that marks, in a grid, every 5K he has run. It's good to have a visual representation, he says. In addition to his diligent efforts in running, Derek continued his medical treatment. The doctors are hoping to get me on testosterone therapy to get my levels back where they're supposed to be, he says. They said once that happens, it should be a lot easier for me to lose weight. Derek's determination soon spread to a community. The running community is so awesome, he says. I've gotten nothing but support from them. It's amazing how supportive everyone is at these races. He also drew widespread attention from news sources and social media, inspiring others like him to follow in his footsteps. I get messages from people who said they started doing 5Ks because they saw my story, he says. To show people that to race, it doesn't matter how big or slow you are, he says, That's a big motivator for me to keep going too. Derek's challenges have not stopped him from daring to dream big. I'd love to finish a marathon someday, he says. I'm shooting for Honolulu. Although remarkable, it's clear that Derek's journey is not just one of weight loss or running, but it's primarily one of commitment and persistence. And that started the moment he consciously accepted that something had to change. Faced with that awareness, Derek chose to believe in himself, and, as hard as it's been, he keeps finding the courage to keep going on. What can you do today to shift your conscious awareness? What reality have you been pushing back, postponing, or denying? Are you ready to take off your blinders, get real, and set a goal for yourself? How deeply are you willing to commit to see that goal realized? Can you say, I am being true to myself, and I am worthy of success in my goal? Are you ready to take that first step today? Thanks for listening. May your day be filled with love, laughter, and joy. Bye for now.
Hi, this is Scott, producer for the Daily Inspirations podcast. We hope you're enjoying these stories, and if you'd like more inspiration in your life, visit mydailyim.com. You can find weekend blog posts, sign up for our email update list, and you can let us know about an inspirational story you'd like us to cover. Or just say hi. We'd love to hear from you.